வணக்கம் டிஇடி நேயர்களே, மீண்டும் ஒரு சிறப்பு நேர்காணலில் உங்களை சந்திப்பதில் மகிழ்ச்சி. கனடாவின் தேசிய பாராளுமன்ற தேர்தலில் மார்க்கம் டோன்ஹில் தேர்தல் தொகுதியில் கன்சர்வேட்டிவ் கட்சியின் சார்பில் போட்டியிடுகின்ற திரு அலெக்ஸ் யுவான் அவர்களை மீண்டும் இன்று சந்திப்பதில் மகிழ்ச்சி அடைகிறோம். இவர் கடந்த பல மாதங்களாக டோன்ஹில் மார்க்கம் பகுதி மக்களை தொடர்ச்சியாக சந்தித்து வந்திருக்கிறார். இவர் தனது கட்சி கனடியன் தேர்தலில் வெற்றி பெற்றால் எமது இனப்பிரச்சினை சம்பந்தமாகவும் கனடா தூதுவராலயத்தில் இலங்கையில் ஒரு தமிழ் அதிகாரியை நியமிப்பது சம்பந்தமாகவும் கனடாவில் அகதி அந்தஸ்து நிராகரிக்கப்பட்டவர்களை திருப்பி அனுப்புவதை நிறுத்துவது சம்பந்தமாகவும் ஆதரவு அளிப்பதாக உறுதியளித்துள்ளார். இத்தகைய உறுதிகளை வழங்கிய திரு அலெக்ஸ் யுவான் அவர்களையே இன்றைய நேர்காணலில் சந்திக்கின்றோம். ஹாய் அலெக்ஸ்.
வணக்கம்.
How are you today?
Well, very good. Wow, it's so exciting after going through so many days and the elections coming close, very close.
Yeah, very few days away from election day. What are your thoughts? How are your campaigning project coming along?
Well, throughout this almost 11 months now, I've been canvassing and speak to many folks around the Markham Thornhill riding. Many of them actually telling me that they can't wait for the election. They had enough with the last 4 years with the Justin Trudeau as a government, Liberal government. Some of them basically saying to me that they can no longer afford to have these high costs since the carbon tax and so forth. And more importantly is they actually so excited to making sure that Justin Trudeau is no longer our Prime Minister and looking forward to have a new Conservative government.
Thank you. If you are elected, what will be your top priority? What issues do you plan on addressing that will be effect on Markham Thornhill community?
Well, you know, Markham Thornhill is a very unique community. We have a lot of good people, for example, the Tamil community and so on. First and foremost, we have 3 main issues. Number one is we want to, people say they can no longer afford the high tax, for example, the carbon tax. For the Conservative government, we want to remove the carbon tax for sure. And secondly, is we want to toughen our law and order. So many houses being broken into, business being robbed now. So if we do form the government, we want to target a gang member who do serious crime and no more bail and heavier sentencing. And more importantly, for the Tamil community, we want to make sure the specific needs. And many of them, they want to make sure the federal government is there to help them and be there for on the side.
Thank you. With only few days left until election day, is there any special messages you would like to relay to the Tamil community residing in the Markham Thornhill region?
Well, actually, thank you for asking me that question. Many of the Tamil local residents actually share with me that, number one, we do have a star is my rock star. His name is Logan Kenapathy. Last year, 2018, Logan was no longer as a local councillor, and now is a local MPP for the riding, and many of the Tamil community who came forward and voted for Logan. Now, I know Logan for many years, 20 some years now. He's a very good friend, and he really put his heart for the local residents. And you know, when I go walking the streets with Logan, a lot of them actually show the respect and passionate, really treating him like a family. It's a large family, and no question, I hope the Tamil community do come forward and support me. And I've been kind of like adopted as a Logan as a brother who actually running in politics in this area.
Thank you. According to the one poll, the top issue that concerned voters in this election in this cost of living, high taxes, unaffordable housing cost, climbing price at the pump, and so on. So what do you think need to be done to address this cost of living in this country?
Well, yeah, absolutely. This carbon tax, the Justin Trudeau Liberal government, they added since April. Now, the gasoline has gone up so much, grocery, and everything has gone up. First and foremost, our Conservative Party say if we do form the government, number one, we want to remove the carbon tax. That's our first legislation we want to put through. And secondly is we want to make sure that people who live in Canada, and especially live in Markham Thornhill, we don't have to worry about our safety. When we go out to shop, to work, and even to play, when we come home, we don't have to worry that our house been broken into. We have to toughen our law and order, making sure that the bad guys who are the gang members specifically, who use gun violence or actually do serious crime, they will be put in jail. No more bail, heavy sentence. That's a strong message that we have to put through.
Thank you. I want to ask you a question regarding our First Nations. As you know, there are many issues affecting First Nation communities. Lower level of education, inadequate housing, and lower income level, high rate of unemployment, high level of imprisonment, high suicide rates. If you are elected, how would you help resolve some of these issues? What is the best way to move forward for First Nation people?
Well, thanks for asking these questions. Of course, the Indigenous community is very important to Canada and also to Canadians. First and foremost for the last 4 years, we do have a relatively fair, good economics. And why does our sitting government, the Liberal Trudeau, do not look after the basic needs? The basic needs, which is, you know, the housing, the health, and also the basic water, that they do not even have that. As a Conservative government, we want to make sure that all the basic needs and also more of the jobs and also the economy is doing well. So as a Conservative government, we'll want to bring the respect and also the service that they deserve to have.
Thank you. As you know that Canada is a multicultural country, most people are enjoying the freedom. But what is your stance on Bill 21?
Well, you know, Bill 21, which is supported and passed through the MNA and in Quebec, and of course, you know, for Conservative Party, we're not going to open up that, nor we're going to challenge it. And we respect what the Quebec government has done, and we do stand for religious right and human right.
Thank you. If recent times Huawei have been a great business venture between Canada and China, how do you think the recent Huawei dispute should be handled?
Well, you know, again, honestly, I don't understand why Justin Trudeau, being as a Prime Minister, do not get into a close and good relationship between Canada and China. As we know that during the Conservative Party government, Stephen Harper era, we have a tremendous good relationship. We have a good business trade, and that's how, you know, for example, when two countries is doing well in Canada and China, that's how the two panda come to Canada. Now, with the Justin Trudeau, purely just in 4 years, the relationship becomes so tense. And why is it like this? When we have a problem, Justin Trudeau do not go to China and actually speak diplomatically. As a matter of fact, within that 8 months period, we don't even have a ambassador in China. So with the Huawei issues, you know, there's a lot of ways, you know, Canada should be able to resolve and could be able to resolve the relationship. And more importantly, is right now, if we do form the government, number one, we want to create the trust and also return the trade relationship between the two countries.
Thank you. Do you have any plans on making a transit in Markham Thornhill more accessible and affordable?
Well, yeah, as a matter of fact, just a week or 2 weeks ago, Andrew Scheer has called for a press meet with Markham Mayor, Franz Capiti, and also the Richmond Hill Dave Barrow, which we call to say as we do form the government, we want to extend the subway, Young and Finch, all the way to Richmond Hill and also to Markham. We also want to build the Ontario line to relieve the extended transit. Now, in addition, we want to add, which is the Justin Trudeau, the Liberal government cancel the transit credits. We want to create the public transit credit back. For example, a family of 4, you can get as much as up to $1,000 per year to make the public transit to be more affordable.
Oh, thank you. You know that affordable housing is the big problem here. So do you have any plan on creating more affordable housing in Markham Thornhill community?
Well, exactly. That's another thing is we want to make sure there's more house to be built. And of course, you know, when you talk to a builder, they want to build more houses. The key problem that they have tremendous red tapes. They want to build a house, but they have to wait until 5 years, 7 years, in some cases more than 10 years before they even can build a house. So as a Conservative Party government, we want to help different municipalities to cut the red tapes and to making sure that they be able to start to put a shovel on the ground to build within 2 to 3 years' time.
Thank you. So you know Sri Lankan problems, especially Tamils who live in there. We had a genocide.
Right.
So how will you declare genocide which took place in Sri Lanka?
Yeah, exactly. Well, the Conservative Party is always there for the Tamil community. For example, back in 1986, is the Conservative government, Brian Mulroney, who led in, thousands of refugees who actually coming from Sri Lanka, and it was the Liberal Party voted against it. And again, it's in 2013, is the Stephen Harper Conservative Party actually protest the Commonwealth Game and to showcase that Sri Lankans' Tamil rights has been violated. Now, just about 10 years ago, there's a genocide and so forth. It's the Conservative MP stand at the Parliament on behalf of the Tamil community, want to making sure that and will work with the United Nations to making sure that the Sri Lankan government will recognize and apologize for what they have done 10 years ago for the genocides.
Thank you, Mr. Alex. So good luck for your election. We wish you have to win. And I hope the Tamil people will realize your importance in this election. Good luck. Thank you very much.
Andre.